be able to hear this.
Good morning. Wednesday, 9/11 from CEO Warrior headquarters. We are at Road Warrior this week with over 100 service experts in our room. So we're super excited to come to you guys. I have my guests with me, Caroline, Kevin, and Jason. We are going to have a really good topic today about what we're going to set ourselves apart in the industry, how we look at our live trainings and our workshops and full immersion. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but first, we're going to talk about what special day today is.
So today, a special day, it's day 2 of Road Warrior, of course. So changing lives, changing habits, improving people's livelihoods is just, again, extremely humbling, and it's a super honor to be able to do this for them. But today is special. Today is 9/11, so obviously we will have a tribute for 9/11 and let people have their moment to appreciate today. And we'll do that for many purposes. But for one, we will never forget 9/11. And as an organization, it's super important for us to continue that and let people know that we do care. We want to be part of the tribute, and we want to be part of their day and give them the moment that they deserve and need to understand what today means to each individual person. So it means a little bit something different to everyone, but definitely don't want to discount that. So we'll do what we can today to make today a phenomenal Road Warrior Day 2, but in the background, we certainly will remember what today is.
Yeah, we'll never forget, and with a lot of heart. The guys in this room always have a lot of heart, so we'll probably talk about some personal experiences, and some of the people in this room weren't even born 23 years ago.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Crazy, right?
Showing our age.
So we'd be remiss if we didn't hit that one, because it's all very special to us. It was a day that our nation came together, and as we're fast approaching another election, hopefully we can remember some of that time and remember what we stand for together, united, because that was one of the best times for me in my 29 years of life that that I remember.
Since 9/11.
That's funny. Everybody laughs.
29 years.
That's funny.
Huh.
So we kind of wanted to hit something of a topic today, and that's all about why we're different in the industry. And as we're watching competitors, which we love you all, thanks for watching, we wanted to talk about our live trainings as opposed to what we're seeing in the industry and how people that are in the trades can benefit from something that we do as far as our, I would say, agenda and how we go about our 2-day immersion. So I'm going to start off with Caroline, because she's been here for 9 years as we're celebrating our 10th year going
10
into
years,
CEO
yes.
Warrior. So we are going to have our 10-year anniversary and dominate the market.
Well, hello everybody. So for those of you who haven't seen me before, I'm Caroline Moriarty. I'm the Director of Business Development and Community here at CEO Warrior. And like Sandy mentioned, I've been with the company for 9 years, almost since the inception. And wow, I mean, when I think of all the trainings that we've done here over the last 10 years, it really just, what sets us apart is really the community, who we are as not just a team, but as a network of people. I think knowing our clients' names when they walk through the door, knowing people, even if you just come to a 2-day training, we make it a point to get to know everybody that's here. We work with you individually. You leave with a 90-day roadmap that is actionable. It's not just a huge auditorium full of people where you're just listening to different speakers and hearing how everybody grew their business. It's really diving in to your company. What's going to work for you? How are you going to move the needle when you leave one of our trainings? So for me, that's really what makes a huge difference, is the community aspect of us working with individuals for a customized plan rather than something that's just abstract.
I love that. Thanks, Caroline. And that is the truth, because what I find is when people enter our world, I always think what makes a great warrior, right? What makes someone who is a fantastic customer or client for us. So just like we ask our clients to kind of look at their ideal client, we see the same, and that's somebody who takes action. Caroline just said it. So the great thing is we give you the tools that are necessary in order for you to move the needle, right? She said move the needle, and I think that's really critical. We're not doing the work for you, but we are guiding you to a better future. And that's really where you have to think about it. So Jason, what do you think makes a phenomenal warrior in our world? Like best client, best case scenario?
Actually, that answer is pretty easy. Somebody that wants to do the work, right? Because we all know.
What do you mean by do the work?
We all know in this industry, we're very we like the shiny objects, right? We like a silver bullet. Give me the magic pill, and it's going to fix my business overnight, and that doesn't exist. We realize that, we know that. However, we have a plan put together that can get you to that point. So the ideal warrior is somebody that is all in, right? It has the ability to open up and change, right? Because you're gonna have to change your mindset a little bit before you can be successful, right? And then, then there's a trust factor, and we're gonna run you through the plan, day to day, and we're here right by your side. So it's not something we hand you this big book and say go do your thing, and you don't ever hear from us again. So the ideal warrior is somebody that really wants to put in the work, has the right mindset, is ready to go, right? And has someone that can implement, right? We got to have an implementer in the process as well, and I think that's our ideal person.
And I might add somebody who's tired of making excuses for not being where you want to be in your business.
Of course.
Right. So Kevin, for you leading this training, and we're all about transformation. This isn't just about their business, and I look at service experts as having their own little mini business because they're in charge of their own destiny.
Sure.
Right? So what do you see as the most common limiting belief that's in our room that we're going to transform and dispel over the next couple days?
So what we heard yesterday, and we hear it over and over and over again in Road Warrior, is the limiting beliefs are their own, what's standing in their own way, their own thought of their past experience dictating their future success. So, we have these folks that come into the room and they want to continue to do things the same way but expect a different result. We talked about it how many times yesterday. That's the absolute definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So, limiting beliefs are, when they get out of their vehicle and they're about to go serve at the highest level to a customer, it's not about what their beliefs are, whether they believe in financing or they believe in indoor air quality, or they don't think the customer wants this, or the customer can't afford this, right? They're going to have those conversations in their own head, and they need to remove those. And that was a lot of yesterday of talking about changing your mindset before going into a call. We don't spend a lot of time in our trainings now where we talk about knocking on the door and taking a step backwards. And I said it multiple times yesterday from stage. That's elementary.
Okay.
Right? We are not elementary. We want to discuss what happens, what's that higher level in the training that doesn't discuss knock on the door, turn your shoulders, take a step back. Why do you ring versus knock? All those things are super important, all those things, but this day and age, you should
better
know
do
those.
that,
You
or
should
you're
already
not even
know those.
relevant.
And if there's anyone in the room that doesn't know that they had the opportunity, and some guys did come up. I know one person, we were talking about average tickets, and one of the people in our room said, "What's a ticket?" Right? So we have to be cognizant of the fact that not everyone knows our language, not everyone knows industry standard, and some people are just breaking through and just breaking into this awesome home services industry. We have to make sure we're there for those folks as well. But on the same side, we need to continue to grow our training programs so that we're hitting higher level and we're hitting the ability to stay ahead of a curve or relevant to what's happening in the world today. So I think that, that's one of the things that really sets us apart is we don't have the same material that we had 6 months ago, 2 years ago,
Right.
5 years ago. We're increasing, improving, and trying to do our best to the best of our ability to make our training materials and make everything we do in training, when these guys leave, it's all relevant to what's happening today.
Today, right? And I really like that. So when we look at how we can impact and have the greatest impact on the people that we serve, we sit and we mastermind around what can help to affect faster. And Kevin said relevancy. I think what's going on in the trades right now, like, and a lot of the old school, like dispelling a lot of those old school myths about not being able to hire and really taking it to the second level of what's missing in our society. And we always talk about culture. Culture's all over me. I love culture, and probably why we have such a great team here, because our culture is, it's pretty easy because we work so well together, and that's also why we have such good creative energy. So I'm gonna go back to Caroline. Caroline, what do you see as, you and I attend a lot of the trade shows and a lot of the events, and what are you finding that maybe we could kind of pull in from what we're seeing out, or do you think we're doing the right thing moving forward?
I do. I think we've done a lot over the last
Year.
year or so to just really hone in on what those in the service industry really do need. I think there's a lot of AI talk out there. There's a lot of things that people want to just, like Jason said earlier, is that shiny object, and people want to grab hold of that. But ultimately, I think you need to work on your business. Once you have all of that, then you can move into other areas where you could say focus on things like AI. But really, do you know your numbers? Do you know how to run your company? Do you know your KPIs? That's all core stuff that's more important than looking at things out there. And I think we do a great job at making people refocus and not just keep looking for all these new vendors out there that are bringing AI and different softwares into the market, but just focus. And we do a great job. And we've certainly improved on that over the last year or so.
Well, I'd say probably about 9 months. 9 months of change. I mean, we really have hammered this home. And for us, it was about sampling the market and understanding what the needs were out there. And we're about gaining momentum for our clients. This isn't about a motivation for us. I mean, yeah, you are going to be motivated. I mean, there is a lot to be motivated about. I mean, we're changing people's lives for the better, giving them more skills. And that's, I think about this on a much grander level. Like, let's look at changing lives. When we teach skills, that's things that the government can't take away from you, divorce can't take away from you. I mean, death can take it away from you, but in all the grand scheme of things, those skill sets that we have the ability, and I would say the pleasure to be able to bring to the people in our world, is something that they can carry with them forever. So the rah-rah goes away, and the speaker of the moment goes away, but the skill sets are going to last for a lifetime. And what do you think about that?
So, I mean, again, it's an absolute honor to do what we do. We get to stand in front of groups of people or have one-on-one conversations that change the trajectory of people's lives. And I don't know that we always understand how awesome that is.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, that we have the ability to do that. But in the same respect, that's a huge responsibility for us too. And we don't take that lightly. And I think that's another thing, Sandy, you had asked earlier about what separates us, is we don't take that lightly. We take every individual client to the best of our ability. We get to know them, we get to know their families, we get to know what's going on in their world, if they'll allow us, of course. I can see some of the folks that are on here right now and look and know that, they've allowed us into their world, and their words, not ours, is we've changed their lives. And that's super, super important. And, I think, look, like Sandy started off this morning, there are plenty of organizations out there that do something similar. But for me, I just like that there's companies that are out there to help the trades. For me, we just need to continue to do everything we do and do it better and improve on ourselves. And it's a very smart person once in my life told me, just be the cream that rises to the top, right? And continue to do the best job you can, and it will pay off. And that's why I think we work as hard as we do. Nights, weekends, putting things together, learning on our own, taking the time, reaching out to people that we consider mentors and folks outside of the industry to learn more about what we can deliver. Because it's an awesome responsibility to be able to gather that information, package it so that it can be learned, and then deliver it to our membership base. And that to me, it just means the world. I get asked this question, why do you do what you do?
Oh man, I love it.
And man, there's a million reasons. But I've been super fortunate in my career to this point. I've had people that helped me, I had coaches, I had mentors. Some people are still in my life today. And I'm just passionate about giving back. I was super fortunate. I could take that ball and run with it, and not give back. But for me, that's just not the way I operate. I love giving back. I love being having the ability to do what people did for me, and I'm just passionate about the trades and having people that are in the trades just get better, do better, serve at a higher level, provide a better life for themselves on the end of that, right? And I know Sandy does an awesome job of doing exercises where people get to really transform their goals or their ideas of what they want, what they're reaching for, and then make it tangible. They can smell it, they can feel it, they can hear it. Those things are just incredible. I love watching you do those things because I do it myself. I mean, there's certainly goals in life that I want that I haven't accomplished yet, that I'm fighting hard for every day, for myself and my family. And when I see those and then you do those exercises, I can smell it, taste it, feel it, right? And it becomes reality for me. And there are certain few that are still out of reach, but a lot of them I've accomplished because you turn it into a reality. So being able to do that is a long answer to the short question of why do you do what you do. But I'm passionate of giving back. I mean, that's for sure one of the main reasons why I do this. And we can all do this wherever we want. We choose to do it here for
perfect.
one reason, is the four of us.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and it's so interesting because the trades, we talk about doctors, lawyers, going to college, 4-year degrees, and gaining knowledge. And I just talked about not being able to ever take that away from you is really the skill set, because you can create your own economy, and that's where we can stay in that container. But there is no school of entrepreneurship. I mean, yeah, you can go to college for entrepreneurship, but when you are in the trades, where are you learning how to be a tradesman? Where are you learning? You learn the skill set, but it's all about how do you break that down and become, more of a transformational person, and how do we bring that to you? And I think we do a really good job, and different skill sets on our team we have the ability to be able to take a company and really pull back the onion on the company. So maybe it's operations, sales, mindset. How are we going to be able to help them the most with the things that they already purchase, and some kind of sponsorship. So for us, it's an all inclusive. Like when Jason says we want to be all in, and we want you to be all in on training, you're not going to get this level of care with anyone else in the industry. Never mind the skill set and the action sets that we bring to you. But what you're not going to be able to get us on the phone at any time. You're not going to, not that we want to put that out there, but you're not going to be able to, now I just said, Kevin's like, that's not good for a master advisor. But the reality is, when we talk about knowing you, knowing your family, and understanding what you're looking for, you're here right now. Where do you want to be? We live that every day. That's our mission, is to get you to where you want to be. Better lifestyle, whatever that means for you. And we're not going to go deep on this live on that. But in reality is, we're customizing your life plan. So, with that being said, I think we're going to wrap up our live today so that we can actually go eat breakfast before we ready to do another great day with people that we are proud to serve. And again, never forget what today is. And I think it's super important that we be grateful for living
Absolutely.
in such a great country, regardless of our leadership. We do have the ability to affect change and be able to help you live in this country and create a better life for yourselves and your families. So, anything else? Closing words.
Appreciate you letting us come on and talk to you guys.
Yep, and if you want to meet us in person,
Next week,
next
talk about it,
week,
Caroline.
It's pretty
yeah.
easy. It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, definitely check us out. Go to ceowarrior.com and learn more about the trainings that we have coming up.
Kevin,
I'm just looking for an awesome day today.
let's go. CEO Warrior, let's go. I can't shut you off.
Someone needs to go.
We don't want to leave you. We don't want to leave you.
Yeah. We can't go anywhere we're stuck.